there, my name is Rachel. The first time you see my channel, I just talk about animation, and today we're gonna talk about a new anime series from Netflix called Looker. It's basically on a webtoon that, for once, I actually heard about this webtoon. It was super popular. It just gave waves in our nerd fandom. You just heard of it, but never really interested to actually watch it. But it's one of those that I just wish I actually read the webtoon, because this thing is good. It's something that has so many ideas you heard before fusing together to create something so unique and sort of similar but also so different. You start with a character whose basic life just sucks. I mean, you understand his pain. The first episode makes sure you understand it clearly, because this guy is sort of overweight, not the smartest person, was not actually rich, he's completely poor, and constantly being bullied by other bullies because they use him as basically a servant. In fact, keep telling his face, you are completely useless. But even worse, his own parent, she is a good mom, but she doesn't understand his pain, understand and set them up to actually find out what actually going on, want to help him, but the only problem is she doesn't know how. The only way is transfer him a different school. Even that he was transferred a different school, it repeats the same thing. He gets bullied, he gets harassed. You almost want to cry for the guy because you understand his pain so well. Even his mother, who loved it so much, tried to help him, but the only problem is he's just sort of unlucky. It's almost amazing how much pain you feel for the guy. In fact, I do warn you, the first episode, it's heavy. You just want to cry for the guy. But this is the idea I made at the very beginning. They bring a sort of a Freaky Friday sort of idea. What if you change places with someone else, but the other body just sleeps? The new body you get is basically the opposite of you, the Omega, the tough built, good looking, super tall, super lucky, sort of charming, but you don't know why. And that's the thing, they sort of grabs you by bit by bit. Second of all, they also show you how people treat you. If you're ugly, they treat you like crap. If you're good looking, they treat you as like this coming of Jesus. In other words, you're just that good looking. People want to talk to you, want to be friends. So if you don't do anything, just sit down, people will just want to talk to you because you're not popular. But at the same time, always shows you that even you're good looking, you have everything you want, there are also other different problems, even being good looking. And that's why I just so impressed about this. It should show you the both bad and good parts of being kind of ugly and poor, and kind of beautiful but still poor, because they both have their setbacks. But I love it, they keep it sort of like a mystery why this guy Young can switch bodies back and forth. In fact, the second episode sort of explore what this body can do and what can you do about it, especially how it changed things in his life, but also understanding what's the limit, why I can do this, why this. But I love that they sneak in a few little things you're not really aware of. Like they talk about a little bit how fighting stance and a little how you maneuver punches, techniques of different martial arts, but little tips here and there that other schoolmates of Young tell them about. But I love it just grows even bigger, because the school Young goes, especially a fashion school, and for real, this was more like a fighting school than a fashion school. But I love it, they use that as the advantage, not a disadvantage. What I mean is, easily you can make something up because you have nothing to do with the idea, you just setting. No, the setting makes sense, especially all the brands reappear, because it sort of shows you what kind of school this is and how many students believe the two most basic dumb things: you're good looking and healthy. Because in real life, good looking doesn't really pay the bills. After you grow up, get out of high school, it doesn't really help nothing. But it do determine how all the kids think, and you've been in high school, you know how that's sort of real. But I love it even more, this school hides that sort of kind of like a fight club in a way, but it's like the first couple episodes just sort of let you grow why these people are fighting, for what reason, because this one just love martial arts, but it does something so special that actually shows you what do you fight for, what is the reason you make a fist to punch someone else. Like anime, like Dragon Ball Z, Fairy Tail, or whichever you like to call down below in the comments. All of them is just fighting with my friends, and that only works for some occasions, but not all of them. This show shows you need to fight to be strong, but why? What's the reason? What are you fighting for? And that's the interesting part. Each person fight in this school for a very personal reason. Some people want to fight because they want to defend themselves. Other people want to defend other people because they're weak. Even trying to support the weak people to tell them, do not give up. You can be a better person. Just don't give up. But I love it, even these little groups, they have their own sort of kind of issues. Who is who's not, the reason why they act in there, because this thing has a lot of violence, a little bit too realistic in my taste, but it has a purpose, something that you understand. These kids do have issue, they just use their anger of some other people using fists, and you shouldn't. But at the same time, I love that it sort of tells you the truth. Fighting doesn't give you nowhere. Good looks doesn't get you nowhere. If you're ugly, doesn't really matter. It's all about your skills. But at the same time, I love it. They give you a grand story, something that just sort of surprises you. Especially, it's sort of ridiculous because how this school is a fashion school, but it sort of makes sense why they're fashion, who is who, why they chose this school, because this school kind of push careers first than anything else, and Young basically doesn't care about anything like that. He tries to basically figure out his sort of situation, but the more and more he understands, the more and more he's sort of aware, like, yeah, I can do this, but at the same time, should I? Because this is not my body. My real body is sort of broken, unhealthy. But I love it that kind of motivated him to go to his old body and actually train a little bit, trying to lose weight, trying to give himself confidence. Even his enemies that don't know who he really is come to him to give him support. They're so saying life sucks, but doesn't mean you need to give up, doesn't mean you need to accept it. You can go big and strong. You just have to believe yourself. But I love it for into arrogance also. Like, a lot of characters are arrogant because they're too good looking, has the money, or they have good fighting skills. But sort of question, this is worth why having. They do this kind of deep analysis of each different character, or at least the 8 episode you have, understanding what they're doing is the right thing. They're fighting, they're trying to grow up, understand after they get out of high school, things will change once again. I love that sort of understand, growing, becoming better, but at the same time, it's sort of a fine style, fashion kind of take my words, because I can tell you how amazing and deep this surprising anime really is. In fact, I'm sort of surprised that Netflix didn't promote this enough. He promoted a little bit. In fact, this will drop a couple days ago. Yeah, I did not realize it because I wanted to see this, but I just found out by accident, so I barely do a review right now because it's just so good. And if you've not seen it, watch it. If you've seen the manga or the webtoons in this case, tell me down below how you felt about the web or the anime. Do they match? Do they change some things? Tell me down below, let me know. And I can't really say much because you have to keep watching yourself. It's that good. Do not sleep on this. Look, of course, one thing, the animation is pretty good, but when it complete, not yet figure out how to use the CGI in 2D blend that well. You don't notice it. You have the eyes, you have trained yourself how to look at them, but they're sort of trying to figure it out. But once more, that's just the very beginning. After that, it just flows like natural, especially how the animation took a lot of inspiration of Western and Japanese animation. And after that, I can't say much. I just recommend it. It's one of those like you must watch. I got nothing else to say, just one question: how you felt about the animation, how you feel it, you hate it, tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.